Hi, everyone. This is your Masters of the Universe story tape. Sit back and enjoy two exciting adventures with He-Man and Skeletor. Okay, now, here we go with He-Man and Battle Cat. It was a bright, sunlit day on the planet Eternia. Prince Adam, son of King Randor and Queen Marlena, was playing beneath the towering trees of the evergreen forest. The young prince loved to frolic in the deep and mysterious woods that surrounded his castle home. His pet tiger, Cringer, ran along at his side. Suddenly, the sky overhead darkened as a huge black shadow moved swiftly across the forest floor. Prince Adam looked up and saw the shape of a huge falcon soaring through the blue sky. The gigantic bird swept down and landed in a forest clearing nearby. Prince Adam was not frightened. He recognized this fantastic bird and the person who was riding on its wide, feathered back. It was Prince Adam's teacher and friend, Man-at-Arms. Ever since he was a child, Prince Adam had been taught the ways of survival on the planet from Man-at-Arms. The strong young prince could tell that something was wrong as Man-at-Arms rushed toward him through the thick underbrush. "You must come with me at once, sire," shouted Man-at-Arms in a voice that echoed through the forest. "What is wrong?" asked Prince Adam. "The evil one, Skeletor, has found the path which will lead him to Castle Grayskull. If the wicked Skeletor gains entrance to the castle, he could gain the wisdom of the Council of Elders. Then all would surely be lost." "I am ready to fight," shouted the brave young prince. Adam took from his side the Sword of Power and raised it high over his head. In a strong voice, he shouted to the heavens, "By the power of Castle Grayskull!" In an instant, the forest was flooded with a flash of brilliant white light as an earth-shaking thrust of pure energy poured down on the young prince. As the blinding light faded, Man-at-Arms could see that Prince Adam had been transformed. He was now He-Man, the champion of Eternia. He was taller than the prince, and his rippling muscles glistened in the sunlight. By his side, where before his pet Cringer had played, stood Battle Cat. His color had changed to green with yellow stripes. He bore a saddle and helmet. The gigantic, muscular cat snarled as if ready for battle. "Come, my friend," shouted He-Man. "You must take me to Castle Grayskull. Skeletor must be stopped at once." He-Man leaped onto the back of the colossal feline, and together they bounded off through the forest. Meanwhile, in the thick woods near Castle Grayskull, Skeletor and his animal companion Panther stalked onward towards the rocky and foreboding castle. His foul voice hissed out from his bony face. "We are almost there. Soon we will be inside the Castle Grayskull and gain the power that the castle shelters. Then nothing will be able to stop me from ruling all of this planet. Nothing, not even He-Man." In an instant, out from behind a cliff, He-Man and Battle Cat bounded into action. When Skeletor and Panther saw their foe, they recoiled in a moment of fear. "As long as I live, you will never enter Castle Grayskull," shouted He-Man. Battle Cat reared up on his hind legs and hissed menacingly. He-Man drew his sword as the two arch enemies raced towards each other for battle. Although Skeletor was powerful, he was no match for He-Man. The power of He-Man was the force of good, and in the universe, good will always triumph over evil. In a split second, A flashing bolt of energy raced forth from the Sword of Power and struck Skeletor, knocking him off Panther and into the tall grass. He leaped back on the gigantic cat, and they ran away back into the woods for safety. For now, the evil Skeletor had been stopped. Later that day, as the long shadows fell across the forest floor, He-Man neared home. Before he could be seen, he transformed Battle Cat and himself back into their original form, Prince Adam and Cringer. No one in his home must learn his true identity. Only Man-at-Arms shared his amazing secret. With this fantastic power, He-Man could continue to fight the forces of evil and darkness. He and his friends were truly masters of the universe.
A glimmer of magic in the darkest night. The sword is drawn for the endless fight. The forces of evil never end. But we are ready to put them to the test. Yeah, yeah. We are the masters of the universe. We are the masters of the universe. We are the makers
Now it's time for another action-packed Masters of the Universe adventure. Here we go with the story, The Revenge of Skeletor. Deep in the farthest reaches of space, in another dimension of time and reality, there exist two worlds which orbit the same sun. One of these planets, a place of wonderment and beauty, is Eternia. Eternia is protected by He-Man, who guards his world from a demon of unimaginable evil, who dwells on Eternia's sister planet, the dark and warlike Infinita. This wicked creature is Skeletor. For endless years, Skeletor has plotted to invade and conquer Eternia. Until now, he has been held back by a sealed space portal that separated the two different worlds. But now, with the aid of his evil helpers, Evelyn, Beastman, and Triclops, Skeletor has broken through the seal in the space portal. The entire world of Eternia is in danger. The goal of Skeletor is to find his way to Castle Grayskull and to gain control over the wisdom of the Council of Elders. With this endless power and knowledge, Skeletor could control not only Eternia, but the rest of the universe as well. Many times he has tried, and many times has he failed. But now Skeletor has a new plan. This is the Revenge of Skeletor. The evil Skeletor has made his way through the dangerous vine jungle and across the sands of time. He and his gruesome friends have found their way deep into the evergreen forest and are now lurking just outside the castle where He-Man lives, disguised as Prince Adam. Their plan? To kidnap Prince Adam's closest friend, Teela. The beautiful Teela was walking in the gardens near the castle when suddenly Skeletor and his friends leaped out from the underbrush. Although she is a brave fighter, she was overpowered by the forces of evil and was dragged away towards Castle Grayskull. When Prince Adam learned that Teela was missing, he knew instinctively that Skeletor was behind the disappearance. By using the Sword of Power, he transformed himself into the mighty He-Man. And with the help of his powerful feline friend, Battle Cat, He-Man charged off through the woods towards Castle Grayskull to rescue Teela and see to it that Skeletor could do no more damage to this peaceful world. But as He-Man and Battle Cat raced towards Castle Grayskull, a plan for revenge was already underway. Skeletor had tied up Teela and placed her dangerously close to the space portal. If He-Man did not surrender the Sword of Power to Skeletor, Beastman, Triclops, and Evelyn were instructed to push the helpless Teela through the space portal and send her hurtling through space towards the surface of the planet Infinita. This would mean certain death for the young woman. When He-Man and Battle Cat reached the entrance to Castle Grayskull, they heard a hideous laughter. It was the wicked voice of Skeletor, just as He-Man had expected. "Well, He-Man," shouted Skeletor sarcastically, "let's see what good all your power is now. One false move, and your young friend Teela will find herself on my planet Infinita. I don't think she will like it there very much." "Release her, you coward!" shouted He-Man. "Fight me, man to man!" Skeletor just grinned with bony delight. "Not before you surrender the Sword of Power to me," bellowed the wicked Skeletor. "I want that sword. I have seen its power in action. With the sword under my control, I will be unstoppable." I can then gain control over Castle Grayskull and all the knowledge it contains. His laughter echoed off the castle's rocky walls. Without a moment's hesitation, He-Man unstrapped the Sword of Power and prepared to hand it over to Skeletor. You see, He-Man knew something about the sword that Skeletor did not understand. The sword is only powerful in the hands of the defender of the planet. This was preordained by the Council of Elders long ago. In anyone else's hands, the sword is useless and causes unimaginable pain. The moment Skeletor reached out and grabbed the sword, it began to glow, white hot. In an instant, it sent a bolt of pure pain wrenching through his body. In that same moment, Battle Cat raced towards Teela and thrust her up on his strong back. He flung his powerful body around and knocked Skeletor and his friends into the gaping space portal. They fell helplessly towards their home on the other side of the solar system. Battle Cat roared triumphantly as He-Man grabbed the sword and joined Teela on the cat's back. Together, they charged towards home. They had proven once again that they were truly masters of the universe.